Hey, all right, listen, you know what I got to do? They were having quite the debate this morning. And why I disagree with Joey. Here's the difference between having a conversation like that and one of those fact-based conversations, okay? Because you know me, it's like if you come factually incorrect, you lost the argument. I'm sorry. That's at that point in time, I kind of tuning out and everything. What Joey said this morning, in case you guys missed it, make sure you check these guys out every morning. Heck of a lot of fun. Joey, Stick, of course, Corey with a K is in there. What Joey said, I can't tell him he's wrong. I disagree with him, but I can't tell him he's wrong.
What exactly was said?
Joey said that Trevor, it's almost like there's a host of heavenly angels that should sing whenever
He wears
you say
a halo,
Trevor.
for sure.
Joey said that Sunshine is going to be a bust. Boy,
Okay.
that look. I hope you guys got a look on Scott's face when I just said that, because like it was funny. Simultaneously, Scott, you did one of these.
Yeah.
Like the eyes shortened and then the head dropped. But
I felt like I was going to pass out for a
and
minute.
I'm not saying this just because Joey's sitting in here, okay? Nobody in this room, including you, can tell Joey he's wrong. I don't know. And I'm going to give you one example. This is probably I like making fun of myself. It's easy. Half the time I can beat you guys to the punch. I can make fun of me before you guys do. Do you know who I absolutely positively thought was going to be a stud? And for all the time, Scott, that you and I talk, and you know, I say it all the time. I remember vividly having a conversation with you about Lamar Jackson, saying, what am I missing? Jalen Hurts or certain quarterbacks. One guy I absolutely positively missed on, and you and I didn't know each other at the time, was this quarterback out of Washington State by the name of Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, that's a long time ago in an NFL that doesn't exist anymore.
I would have argued, and I did argue with anybody, that Peyton Manning was being put on a pedestal because he was Archie's kid. I'm not proud of that, but that conversation happened. Like, really, that I'm telling you, I'm confessing my sin to you now. Peyton Manning isn't that good. Ryan Leaf is a lot better. I would take him number one overall, blah, 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 all that stuff. Well, we know how that worked out. So here's the thing. This is why I say there's not one human being that could say that Joey's wrong today. We don't know. And if Joey's right a couple of years from now, I hope Joey never lets us forget that he played the I told you so game.
Well, the math is certainly in his favor. I mean, it is. If you look at the last 10 years of first-round quarterbacks, number one overall guys, how many are with the team that drafted
It's
them?
incredible how
Yeah.
really.
However, what is the logic? What is the logic behind him being a bust at this point?
Joey, if you want to speak for yourself, you're more than welcome to.
We put bait in the water. Look what happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one,
Here we go.
the only, Joey Radio. Hi, Joey.
Hello there.
Hi.
Sunshine will be a bust.
By the way, it's the best looking beard in the league. It's just,
Yeah.
you're not getting a better beard than that. You're just not.
And the hair and
All right,
everything.
so
Well,
what's
that's ridiculous.
What about Lady James?
What's your reason? What's your reason?
I just got a couple takes on this one. I feel like, for one, this quarterback got the worst happy feet ever. He's always just dancing around. And listen, you can do that and you could get by when you're at Clemson and you have the best of the best team. But when you look at him, there's so many different factors that I look at to where it's like there's a high likelihood. Because, I mean, like you said, Bischoff, the chances of these taking quarterbacks in these drafts, hit or miss.
At best.
At best. But you look at him, he's always locked on his first option. Always. And it's been 3 seasons there with Clemson to where no matter what, Clemson's the best team always, that receiver is going to get open. They're just that good. You look at his ability to look for second chance routes or third routes. In the NFL, you got to do that. You have to, no matter what. You got to be able to look at the other options. That's something that I fear in him. All of the hype around him, I feel like, is going to be the biggest thing that harms this guy, because they're out here saying this is the best quarterback since, name it, fill in the blank. They keep saying that, right?
For 2 years at least.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck's been the biggest one, but I mean, there's even.
Well, Andrew's the greatest quarterback ever. We've already established that.
Wink.
But go ahead.
Nod.
And then the last one, which I don't want on anybody, is the ability for injuries on this one. Because you look at him, and this guy does not like to slide the ball when he runs, and he runs a lot.
Yep.
He doesn't. And I never hope or wish this upon anybody, but this guy scares me. Scares me so much. And that's another thing about the other quarterback, Trey Lance. He's the same way. He's a big boy, but he's the same way. He does not like to go down.
You know who else
That's
doesn't like
fair.
to go down? Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I just so happy I could say his
I
name.
mean, I will say that Trevor Lawrence's last 2 years, has there been a market improvement in his game since his freshman season? And I don't know that that's a hot take to say that there really hasn't been. He's still is
You've
what he
said that before. I've heard
he
you say that
flashed,
before.
He popped as a freshman. That's kind of what he is now. That's what I think the lure is with Trey Lance, is that his freshman season was just as good as what Lawrence put on.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence did it at Clemson. Lance did it at North Dakota State. But, I hear what you're saying, and I think there's validity in it. There are prospects we have no idea. We just don't know.
That's coming from a scout, by the way.
But as prospects goes, he's pretty clean as a prospect. That does not mean he works. They have to create a scheme for him. They have to play him to his strengths. If he goes to a place where they don't have weapons for him, where, like you mentioned, if he does have to get into multiple progressions and he's under pressure, there are gonna be times where he's gonna struggle.
And you got to realize too, I mean, he's going to be going to one of the worst teams in the NFL. That's why you have that first pick.
Yeah.
And he's not the quarterback. I mean, you look at someone like him who was the golden child since day one stepping into this program. And obviously that's all credit to him because he's that good of a quarterback. And I'm not saying he's not. You saw his pro day. That dude threw a football from literally the goal line to the other goal line. Like, that kid's got the best arm. But I just don't think that he's the kind of guy that will be able to take a team that is not that great to make them something, because if he doesn't succeed, that means he's going to be a bust, even if it's on the worst team.
Joey, you know what? It was interesting. And let me just say again, I disagree with you, but I don't think you're insane after listening to you and some of the reasoning you've got.
I don't think it's unreasonable.
I don't.
Who is your quarterback
I don't think
one?
it's insane. I don't think it's.
I'm a Justin Fields guy. I'm a big Justin. And you know why? Because when you look at quarterbacks, obviously these are all the best of the best quarterbacks in the entire world, or else you're not going to be even in the talks of a draft in the first round. But you look at these quarterbacks, and all that matters is their attitude on the field. And when you saw Justin Fields playing Clemson, he left it all on that field.
He did.
Walked all over that team.
He did. But you mentioned progressions. You mentioned having issues coming off of his first read. And with Fields, that is the issue with him. And he has never had to.
All right, listen.
He doesn't, and he won't.
We'll continue the conversation when we come back. Joey, thanks for coming up here and making the case. Because word gets around, Joey lost his mind and everything. So now I'm glad at least you're sane, right? Where people are going, dude, Joey lost it. Joey made good arguments. You did.
I walked in and Bischoff was like, "Wait, you were the one?" I was like that was me.
I heard some crazy stuff.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about that. Scott brought up something on YouTube as well that Bischoff, I'm sure that you'll remember. I remember Pavel Datsuk's not good. Mm-hmm. I've had to clear this for 14 years. I've had this follow me. Damn you to my former producer at the radio station, by the way. Don't go anywhere. Lots to do. We're going to talk about wide receiving options. You're going to keep hearing that name we were talking about yesterday, Pitts from Florida. I don't think that's going to be an option for the Lions at 7. I don't think he's going to be there. We'll talk to Scott about that. Don't go anywhere. Make sure to check out this guy, by the way, every morning. Again, it's a Morning Wood show. You got Joey, you got Stick, and, of course, Corey with a K. We miss you, Corey with a K. Glad you can join us on a Wednesday right here on Woodward Sports.